Hello everyone, Bertina Amy here, and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I thought I would do a Dollar Tree DIY St. Patty's Day Shamrock Centerpiece. I still had two of these frames left from that three-piece connecting shamrock thing. I think you can get the visual from this. Anyways, I picked this up and I'm like, well, this is 3D and I think it's really cool. And what I noticed was this is kind of small, but then this is like kind of perfectly larger than it. So I was gonna completely remove the tinsel off this, but I'm like, I don't know that I need to. All right, so here's the extra roll that I bought. But basically, what I'm trying to say is one of these rolls is just a little shy of wrapping it perfectly where you don't have any messes, if that makes sense. What I do want to point out is that, for example, this was my first attempt at wrapping this. This was my second attempt. And I think this one turned out better than this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But my point is, if you follow that video, you're going to see that I made it look like this. However, I recommend you doing it more like this, where what I did was I wrapped it from the bottom going upwards, and then I did the sides connecting in the back, and figured I would cover any mistakes with extra green tinsel. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one, wrapping it with this new roll, and I'm going to wrap it this way, and I'm going to use this excess to help cover up the imperfections of this one. I hope that's making sense. And then I'm going to use it to go around this one so that we can make a standing 3D one that's larger. And you might be asking, like, well, Bertina, like, did you really need to buy this third piece just to make it stand? I don't think this is going to stand well otherwise, even with it totally connected by zip ties or whatever you decide to use. I'm just suggesting zip ties for simplicity's sake, but say this was glued together, this is not a flat enough surface for that to work. So I thought, why not make it larger? Because, I mean, no offense to Dollar Tree, this is really small. If you're going to make these three pieces as small as these are, and they're not even as big as my heart wreath that I made for Valentine's, I'd rather, make this to the way I want it to be. So you do you, decide what you want to do, but I think this is going to help make sure it stands, because this, I know for a fact, stands on its own, and I want it to be bigger than it is. So I'm going to be inspired by my Valentine's Day stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this project up. But basically, I think you get the point at this point. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this completely removed, fold it in half along both ways, and then I'm going to show how I start the wrapping, but I'm going to do the rest off camera, because if you want to know how I do the entire wrapping, go ahead and check out my video for how I did the DIY shamrock wreath door decor thing. All right, so here it is, my ribbon folded in half, and I'm simply just going to, I don't even mind this part showing, because, everything can get covered. You decide when your piece is completed. And what I like about these shamrocks is I don't have to worry about those prongs sticking out just to hold the tinsel into place. They didn't do that for these. This is actually being a pain in the neck, and that's okay. I gotta pull this all the way through. Okay, so all I did was wrapped it around the front and then pulled both pieces through like so. And then you choose if you want to do right over left or left over right. I'm going to go right over left because it's old habits already at this point. Even though this is, couldn't even tell you what number wrapping ribbon thing this is at this point. I'm honestly like, I can't keep track anymore. I know this is kind of, let me know in the comments below if this seems kind of obsessive of me, but I'm trying to get creative juices going by having a deeper play with everything I'm creating. I'm not the kind of creator that follows trends. I'm not the kind of creator that looks for trends. I simply, well, that was a glob of hot glue. Sorry about that. I'm not the kind of creator that follows trends. I do my own thing, and hopefully people like it. And so far, about 570 of you do like it. So I really appreciate you so, so much. And I know that unfortunately, over 95% of my viewers, whether they're returning ones or not, they're not subscribed. That's what that is. So hopefully that changes in the near future, because there are going to be I'm planning on some changes with this channel, but I will tell you more about that later. I'm actually excited because I'm actually going to be doing, I'm going to finally get around to doing my YouTube. I don't know if this is starting to look different. It shouldn't after a while, hopefully. If I need to, I can glue that. Oh, that works, actually. I can glue that down. You see how I did that? I just folded it over. The nice thing about these burlap ribbons is that, like, the edge here, these edges, there's like a little bit of wire in them. And so they fold over very easily. They're so easily to manipulate with your hands. Anyway, I'm gonna finish wrapping the rest of this off camera. But the last thing I do want to say is that I'm gonna finally do my YouTube trailer video that I've been meaning to do for the last 2 years. And that trailer will discuss exactly why I started my YouTube channel and kind of go from there about what my initial intentions were for the channel, because I kind of backtracked slightly with my channel in a sense, and you'll see when you check out that video. But yeah, I don't want to ruin that video by talking about it here, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Stay tuned for that one. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap here from the top here down to the bottom. It's the top because I turned the stem upside down. I'm going to finish wrapping it all the way, just like I did for these other two, where I did one off camera. And oh, and also my excess here. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I actually am going to cover this. So this one shows it slightly differently. I think I'm gonna I can do it like this. So I have all this excess from the fourth ribbon that I ended up buying. So if you decide you want to wrap all three of the pieces that come on that like attachment, then I would recommend to buy a total of 4 green ribbons just so that you have enough. I only need so little of this just to like cover up the imperfections of that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that off camera, and then once I'm done wrapping this, I'll come back and we'll finish this piece, and then yeah, we'll go from there. One quick tip I do want to point out is that if you want to showcase the indentation between each leaf, you can just go ahead and put some hot glue and then keep it holding in a clip. So in, like, for example, I'll go ahead and do this one because I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of these, for each of the leaves, just to make sure it has the appearance of at least a 3-leaf clover for these. Feel free to glue the tinsel in place if you decide to recreate this project. Let's do a little hot glue to keep them into place. I don't want them unraveling. Let that cool, and then cut off the excess. All right, so here are my shamrock lights. These are larger than I realized or thought that, or even considered that they might be, but wrapping these around the way I'm going to, it's going to kind of make it difficult to hide the battery pack. But, and they're also, oh gosh, they're not even wired like the heart-shaped ones I got for my Valentine's Day wreath. So we're going to see some of this white wiring going on, unfortunately. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and undo these off camera. Okay, so here's the piece totally hot glued together now. You can see it's totally shut. And something I discovered about these shamrock lights is that we can actually so I'm going to turn this on. We can actually remove the shamrocks off completely. Okay, so here is my centerpiece so far. I took all these pieces off of the LED lights from Dollar Tree because I unfortunately broke it somehow, so only a few lights were working anyway, so that made no sense to keep that going. Okay, so here is my final piece. I went ahead and glued 3 here just to kind of, I don't know, I think it looks prettier that way. There's only 10. I wanted to use all 10. I didn't think it made sense to do less or whatever. So I just mimicked this on the opposite side. And here's the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.